Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to Sunday School. I hope you've been helpful to your families, and I hope you are thankful for Mom and Dad and all that they do. Today, we're going to be talking about some of our past stories because we're talking about God and how He meets all our needs. But first, we're going to sing This Is the Day, and then we're going to try He is Lord. So please sing with me. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. Very good. Now, for He is Lord, you have to remember to make an L, okay? And then you're going to raise it to your left shoulder and go down to your right hip and make a banner. He is Lord. He is Lord. Then we're going to lift our hands up. He is risen from the dead. He is Lord. Every knee, and you're going to point to your knees, shall bow. Every tongue, point toward your mouth, confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Remember, this is Jesus Christ, the nails in His hands. We talked about that last week. So help me sing He is Lord. He is Lord, He is Lord. He is risen from the dead and He is Lord. Every knee shall bow, every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Help me again, okay? He is Lord, He is Lord. He is risen from the dead and He is Lord. Every knee shall bow, every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Good, good. Now, before I go to our Bible story, I am going to show you some of the pictures we used in the last few weeks. Here was a take-home picture of food, right? And we had a story all about God and how He met the Israelites' need for food, and this was a picture of food that we might eat on a day. So God meets our food needs. And God, last week we talked about water and how Moses led the Israelites. They got to the desert, and God told him to hit that rock one time with his staff, and water gushed out of that rock, and there was like a river and enough water for all the Israelites to be well, to have a drink. And God provided water. And boys and girls, 2 weeks ago on Mother's Day, we talked about, it was Hannah and Samuel, but how God provides grown-ups to help us meet our needs. And here's just a picture of our family and a grown-up helping a little boy get his socks on. So God does meet our needs. And if we go way back, we had one of our first stories in the book of Genesis was all about God and creation. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about God making Adam and Eve. And they were the first people God made, but He also gave them all that they needed. Now, I have a color form set, and I wanted it to sit higher, but I'm going to shorten my story a little bit so that we can get through. So we know that God not only provided a sun and divided the land into water like rivers and oceans and land and grass, but God also, I'm going to step over here, God gave us trees, and some of those trees even had maybe apples on them, and He gave us flowers, and at the bottom of my screen you might be able to see flowers. And boys and girls, after God made plants, He made animals, and I'm going to put a sheep there, and I'm going to put a lion there, and I'm even going to put an elephant over here. But boys and girls, what God created last was Adam and Eve. And God made Adam and Eve, and He put them in the Garden of Eden, and they had all they needed there because He had given them water and air to breathe and food to eat and plants and a job to do by taking care of the animals. And God had given Eve to Adam as a helper and a friend. And God also supplies all of our needs the same way. So God gives us water and food and shelter and people. And our take-home page this time is about a family, and they are having a picnic together. And it says, God will meet all your needs, from Philippians 4:19. And when you close it up, there's even a little cat. And there's a place to put a butterfly. And I didn't take them off early. Little butterfly in the air. And a bush in the background. But this is a weekend where we can be very thankful for what God has given us. And God has provided for us. Now, before I say goodbye, there's two things I wanted to tell Mom and Dad. Maybe you would like to make or have some Play-Doh next week, and an easy Play-Doh recipe, because we might make something next week that's easy, is equal parts of a hair conditioner that smells good and starch, like Arco starch. So equal parts means if you want to use a third of a cup and a third of a cup, that's fine. You might need a little more starch to make it more into Play-Doh, and then you'll add a few dots of food coloring. And if you don't have Play-Doh around, it's equal parts of hair conditioner and Arco starch. Make sure you put it together well, and you can keep it in an airtight container in the fridge, and we might make something with that next week. Finally, I'm going to make this quick. I'm going to pull out my flag. I had a flag on the chair next to me. Boys and girls, this is the weekend we celebrate Memorial Day. So let's remember to be thankful for the soldiers who have fought and died for our country. Put up your flag, and we'll see you again next week. Love you. Bye.